So we're going to fix up the computer. We've got a motherboard and a graphics card. We're going to get Zachary to do it. From Adam to Zachary, the Alpha to Omega.
Doctor, please create the first incision just above the larynx, through the abdominal wall structure, and to below the intestines.
I really hope this is the laptop I want. That's the one. Yeah, open it. Open it. Put it down. Put it open. Put it open. Put it down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh well, that looks good. Well, we probably didn't really need to open that up, but anyway. So this motherboard is sort of like a downgrade in a way, because this one's got the Sabertooth, the Asus Sabertooth, and it's pretty bloody good. But I think it's shit itself. And this graphics card is getting pretty old, so sort of upgrading with a GTX 1050. Well, Zachary, I reckon the first thing we need to do is get all these cables out of the way and pull the power supply out. So the power supply has got these 4 screws on the back here. And yeah, I want to lefty-loosey those buggers off. Make sure you got a decent, you don't want to round off those screws. Yep. Push it quite hard into it. Yep. The harder you push in there, the better it is. It's not going to round it off. Yes. Keep going. Yes. Yeah, so now that those screws have been unscrewed, the next thing is we want to pull the wires from off the hard drives, from off the motherboard, and we also want to do the power that goes to the graphics card.
Subscribe to Jack Time Gaming and more.
Yep, this guy's always got to have his little plug. Hey, subscribe. Okay, Zachary, go for it. Start with that top one up there.
Wait, where's the screwdriver?
You don't need a screwdriver for them.
Wait, where do I?
You just got to reach in there and grab the tab at the top. So there's a little tab up here. You pull it, depress the tab, forcefully remove it. Well, fairly forcefully. Yeah. Probably should have. They can be quite stiff.
This is
they go on very easy.
I used to make Camtasia videos, but we're gonna fix it tons.
Maybe try another one. Try this one over here.
I'm gonna fix it. This one? Pardon.
Yep. Oh, hang on. What one? I can't even see your fingers. Yeah. Oh, those. No, there's tabs. Remember, there's always tabs that you got to depress. Yep. And they're also very stiff and plugged in there too.
This computer's so dusty. It looks so dusty, does it? Does it, viewers? Comment
It's going to
yes.
require you to really squeeze it quite hard and pull quite hard. And you probably
buy my merch. I don't think I can do that. And
yeah, it's pretty hard. Oh, that one was easy. Okay, yank out the hard drive ones. They're easy. They don't clip in.
Yes.
Yep. Yep, that's good. And you depress the tab on it.
More like
Yep. So yeah, try that main power supply. This one here. Try that one. Wait, I don't know what side the tab's on. It's got to be a tab. Push the tab down. It's got to go pushed in that way. Yep, and it's going to require a lot of force.
Yeah, I don't think I can get that one.
It's probably too hard. Yep. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah.
So,
Where is
you
it?
have to find all the pieces to make this.
Yep.
Cool. Like this piece for
And
$30, and then this.
pull that out, Zachary. I think it's free. I don't think there's anything else.
I've got 10 cents to pay you. I've got
Just
10
make sure that
cents.
it's not stuck to anything else.
10 cents, guys.
It is.
10
So
cents giveaway.
that Molex
Okay,
plug
I'm
there
gonna
is connected.
scramble
So
outside
disconnect
now.
that one. Put the power supply down.
This one's so dry, just pull it.
Yep. That'll also be quite hard.
This is my smart brother, Zecafish.
There's no
Subscribe to
tabs
his channel.
to. Yep. Very good.
He's very good.
Excellent.
My brother.
They should put that to the side.
He makes animations with the same
And
computer. But
now
he doesn't upload
put that down on the ground.
You have to subscribe to him.
Sweet. Now we'll take out the one screw for the graphics card. It's on the top. On these right here.
Yeah.
Yep. Make sure you push down on the screw so that it doesn't slip.
The magnets.
Yeah, the magnet. Other way. Yes.
Why does it have so much dust
Yeah, I
on it?
think this has got a tab down here.
Oh
that
yeah,
you've
it's
got to
because
flick.
it's super old.
Uh,
It's so dusty that it
Well,
looks like ice.
I'll do this off camera, but there's a little
Is
tab
that
under there
ice?
that you push down and then the whole card will come out. So now you can yank out the graphics card, Zachary. You probably wiggle it back and forth, that way and that way. That way and that way. Not that way and that way. This way and that way. Yep, that's it. Very good. And place it there by the power supply on top of it. Yep,
Okay.
that's good enough.
But
Then,
my voice turned out.
I think we will take
It
out
looks so dusty.
this. So there's 4 screws on this side to take the fan off. And we will use, not that one, that one's
It's gonna be
shit.
so
We want this one.
fast. I'm gonna be able to make more videos on this
4 screws.
channel. So basically, this is pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to be. I know what this is. That's my brother's thing, I think. Oh, look, the wrong picture of something. I don't know what that is. Oh, look. Oh, I drew that. Yay. Wow. I love that. Can you find the Easter egg of the Illuminati? No?
Excellent.
I didn't win the fun run. I didn't win it. I suck too much. These are the speakers that I use for this computer. Very good. And this is why it turns it on and off.
Push quite hard on the screw, because the main thing is we don't want to slip off the screw.
Guys, I'm feeling good. Are you?
Very good. And then that fan's going to drop down. And the water cooling assembly, I forget how to do that. I think we just unscrew those screws.
I'm weird.
Yep,
But
that one's done.
still, you gotta
Magnetise that shiz.
What else?
Yep. Now use that black screwdriver on the 4 CPU mounting thing block and push down quite hard. You got to push down hard.
cat boarding is here.
And that's probably enough for that one.
Look how cute she is.
Because I remember it was a bracket that came up and twisted and then it came off.
Is it much bigger?
Yep, that's enough for that screw. Yep, sweet as heck. Oh shit. Put that one on that one now.
Did you say shit?
Yes.
I can't have swearing in my YouTube channel.
Yep, that's enough for that one.
Just joking. I mean, I can't have swearing in my YouTube channel. Yes,
Yep, that's
people
enough for that one too.
subscribe to me.
Now you should be able to twist it somehow. I can't remember how it goes.
Oh, let's watch
You know what? Just take the whole bloody thing off. He's got finger screws on there. You do the other two, Zach. I remember it was a bloody pain in the ass, this bloody water cooling thing. And it's probably got the motor is probably plugged in, the pump. So we disconnect the pump.
Oh, that's just the ring finger.
Yep, that's good. And we'll leave the CPU in there, we won't pull it out just yet. Just pull the whole thing out, don't worry about the gunk. No, yep, pull the whole thing out. Yep, very good. Now, there is 9 screws that hold the motherboard down. So I'll do the 9 screws with, yep, that bugger, that magnetised one.
See, there's a time up here, but I think it's wrong.
now?
Yep. 1,
Oh, candles.
2, 3.
Balloon! Let's go take that balloon.
Yep, that one's undone. You can hear it. You can hear the thread bouncing on it,
I've got it.
or you can feel it as well.
Let's throw it up. Whoa. Don't let it pop. What is that? Oh, be loud as heck. That's gonna be. That'll be funny anyways. And then the camera will be up. Yeah. But.
Oh,
she's
we'll
just
come back to
racing.
this when we get to the point where we pull it out.
Might just.
That's all 9 screws that are done. So the next thing is we want to pull out the, I think this is the audio stuff, or the, I forget what it is, USB stuff, and the power on and LED indicators, and the SATA cables, the USB 3 connector. So yeah, just be careful when you take this one out because it's all in one big block. You can take that out in one big block, so okay, go for it. Start yanking all that shiz out. Yep, unos.
Does this one have a tab?
I don't know.
Let's
Oh,
find out.
a tab.
Yeah.
It might do. I can't remember. There we go. You just gotta wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Probably should have left the screws in there and then took these off, but oh well. Whatever. It is what it is. You know, do the SATAs. The SATAs. Yep. You get all those and just throw them out of here. Oh, why is that stuck? Yeah. Yep, all those can go over there. Yeah, and now this motherboard can come out this way. It sort of comes out because it's going to be caught over here by the faceplate. That little faceplate over there. So you pretty much want to try and grab it from the ceramics and the side of this. So you hold it here and over here and you pull it that way out. Okay? Go for it. Yep, that's it. Cool. You will chuck it here.
This is the motherboard.
Yep.
The mother of all boards.
Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll flick those 4 tabs on this side and 4 tabs on the other side and pull out each DIMM. So do that next. You got to push these tabs down. This is one. They're very stiff. Oh, in fact, I think we're going to have to do this off camera. They're way too stiff. Okay, do it off camera. No, I was wrong. They just got these tabs on this side, so you just push those down. They're only tabbed on one side. I thought they were tabbed on both. Yep. Now the RAM cards, they've got to come out one at a time, and they've also got to be in the right order as well.
Which ones?
So just they slot out like that. Wiggle them along the length of the slot that they're in. So if it's like that, we want to wiggle it that way. Yep, that's it. Yep, keep wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
That's hard.
Yeah, I'll do one of them. Ooh. Yeah, that is hard. Maybe it is. No, why do I not remember how to do this? Yeah, that's 1, 2. You do the other 2.
Wait.
I'm uploading.
You'll see that there's numbers on there. They create them all in order at the factory.
Can't do the other side.
Yeah.
Hey guys. I'm back. Jeez, those are really light.
Wow, that looks
Okay,
good.
put that one down first.
Were they expensive?
Was that the right way around? It was.
Yay,
Now
guys,
we got this
subscribe.
little
Did you
thing.
have
We
fun?
pull it out.
And-
No,
Pull this out.
this little lever's got to go. It's got to be pulled out to the side, and it lifts right up. Yep, and then just be very careful that we don't get any of that gunk inside the pins.
So wait, how do I lift it?
It should. It's very messy. In fact, I'll deal with this. Okay, I put way too much on there. The next part is we need to, because this is I think it's called a mini ATX board, and the other one's a ATX, so you can see the size difference. They're just a little, the original motherboard's a bit longer. So we want to see these standoffs here, Zach. We want to pull those out. Well, we don't pull them out, we unwind them, and we chuck them in this position and this position, so that the new motherboard can be mounted correctly. And you have to be really careful that there's no standoffs, random standoffs that are going to end up touching the pins on this and shorting it out. Okay, so we'll grab these pliers over here, and you want to make sure that you get a nice decent grip on there, that the pliers don't slide, and turn them anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise. So
Yep,
anti-clockwise is like left, right?
Make sure it's got a decent grip.
So am I pulling and turning?
No, you just, oh my goodness. You just knocked all the RAM off onto the fucking floor, and all the screws. Do you remember which order they were in? We're gonna make a computer, boys. Well, I'll just pause this and we'll get back to that shit. Managed to find all the screws, and we've got the RAM back in the right order again. So we'll give this another attempt, Zachary, of taking those standoffs off and remounting them in the correct locations. That one might be a difficult one to start off with for your first one. I reckon do this one over here.
Right. Oh, this one's going up. Oh.
Yeah. Because that one was too close to the frame, and it'd be better if you just, crack it free. Now use your fingers. Really, we should use a proper tool for it, but we don't have the proper tool.
I am the proper tool.
Hey?
I am the proper tool.
Now, yep. Now, we'll do the next one.
This one?
Mhm.
Does
Make
it go
sure,
into these?
really get right in there and look at it. Really make sure that you're actually getting a good, decent grab on it. Other way. Yep. And then place it in the new location.
Oh, over here?
Up one, into the next screw hole above it. Yep.
Like that?
Very good.
The whole time?
You're actually, no, we'll leave that one there. Now undo the difficult one, which is over there. Really pay attention to it because it's the difficult one. Get a good, decent bite on it, yep. Because we don't want to round it off.
Can we use this again?
Yep. Other direction. Can I feel it? Yeah, it's loose already, and I'll just place it here ready. I'll find the thread for you. Oh fuck, where's this? Left-handed and filming. Okay, yep, you do it. You do that one.
Put it in.
Yep. Yep, I'll try again. This time I'll use my right hand and film. Looks like, feels like the paint that's on there is a bit sort of gummy. Actually, that feels cross-threaded. Okay, I'm going to pause it. Now that the standoffs have been put in there, the next thing is this plate has to be pulled out, Zach. So it pops out that way. Yeah, you're not going to be able to pull it out that way. Well, you might be able to, actually. You might be able to use... Yes. Yep. Now when you push it, just make sure your fingers don't touch the sharp edges. And that's how you get cut. You can cut many times that way. Yep. Keep pushing, push. That's the one. That's how you get cut. Okay, this is the new one. See how these 3 holes are here? They go down the bottom. And that's also quite sharp as well. So just, yep. And it gets inserted from inside this way. So the 3 holes are at the bottom. Oh, because look at the plate. Yep, 3 holes are at the bottom.
Like that.
At the bottom, damn it.
Where's the bottom?
Well, this would be the bottom, wouldn't it?
Where's the bottom?
Okay. These 3 holes here go towards the bottom, which is this.
Okay.
So we'll put it in there that way. And it's going to be quite tricky to make it click in there. And the more force you use, the more chances you're going to end up slicing yourself against the sharp steel that they produce. That sounds like it's clicking so far.
How does it click?
And just be careful when you push, because the whole thing will slide like that and push the other motherboard off onto the floor.
And the RAM card. nails and screwdrivers
Yeah.
and screws,
Yeah.
bolts. I don't know.
Okay, I'll do it. Now that that's clicked in there, I'm going to get the motherboard. I'm going to get this motherboard, and then we're going to go and put it in there like that. Those bits and pieces have got to try and fit into those slots. It's pretty easy to do.
It's going like that.
It might need to come down a bit. Yep, that's pretty much it. So you just look at these holes, you see. It's going to spring away a little bit. But those holes, you push the motherboard, you screw one of the screws down, not all the way down until it's tight, just loose, and then you put each screw in there loose, and then once they're all, how many are there? 8. When all 8 are in there, then you tighten down the rest. Okay, so you remember which ones were the motherboard screws that fell on the floor? There should be 9 of them. Pretty sure I know which ones are which. That means that 4, 7. That's not one. That's not one. That is not one. This one is one. Okay, those are the screws, I'm pretty sure. Yep, do that one. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep. Yep, yep. Yeah, so I'll push this motherboard in and I'll hold it there. Where's that black screwdriver? It's way over there on the seat. Yeah. Probably want to sit it on the Phillips screwdriver first, and then put it in there.
Like that?
Yep, put it on there like that, and then when you go and put it in there, you want to find the thread. So you go anti-clockwise first until you feel the thread drop down. Go.
Yep, it's stabbing.
Feels like that's cross-threading, Zach. Jesus Christ. Yep, now cinch that one down. Not too tight, just until it's down enough.
Cinching time.
Yep, that's enough. Neck one, neck one, neck one. This one over here. Yeah, fuck. Yep, that's it. Now go screw that one down.
Right.
Yep,
Tight.
now do the other 5, is it? Yeah, something like that. 6, other 6. We took the motherboard out again because one of the standoffs was in the wrong hole, so we had to put it back down again. It's that one where right on that corner. It was over here, and we had to shift it over to there. And also forgot that we've got to take these mounting brackets off because the fan is actually held, or the pump is actually held in a different way than this bracket can support. So let's do that. So now that that's been put in there, I've also put this CPU in there temporarily, because I kind of wanted to do that, but man, there's still so much dust. Okay, so Zachary, you grab that slot, you pay attention to where the slit is, you Then, because that is the fourth one, it goes in the fourth slot, which is the furthest, the slot here. So pay attention to where the slot it's got to fit into. You want to probably put one corner down in first, and then the next corner. And as you push it down, the two tabs that are on the side will click into place and hold the card.
Do I push it down forcefully or just let it slide?
Yeah, I'll show you this one. So you got to sort of, I've just pushed that corner down and the tabs just clicked in and it's going to hold it. Now the other side, see how it's clicked? So now the next one, pay attention to where the slit is.
Is this number 3?
Yep. Is that really in that slot?
Pretty sure it
Yep,
is.
it is. Yep, push one corner down until it clicks. Very close. Push the other corner, actually, it'll help it. Probably want to push both corners at the same time. Yeah, that one sounded like it clicked. It's not enough that that you lift the tabs up. They've got to really click, because it's really got to be solid and in there and seated. I think probably if you're like 13 or 14 years old, you'd probably be a bit more harder on it, or know how hard to go. Just push hard. Can I feel it first?
Yeah.
Yep, push it hard.
Like,
From both corners. Yep, down until it clicks. Did we make sure that slit was in the right place?
let's find out. I think it was.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, fucked it up. Now, so we'll just make sure that it's in there properly. Yeah, push it hard. Is that one side clicking? Both sides clicking? Yep, that's happy. Look at the slit. Yep, that's a good click. Next click. Make it click. Yep, now I'm going to verify.
Very good.
Yes, we are happy.
Very good.
Yep, there's a happy. Okay, now we want to unbox the graphics card.
I've been waiting like weeks for this.
Yep.
Time for the GTX 1080. I mean 250. Opens from here.
You open Sesame, so that tab's got to flip out first before the lid can come off.
Wait, so.
No. Yep, yeah, you got it now. Excellent. And it's probably upside down, so watch the card doesn't fall out. Yeah, open it up. Pull it off. Yep, pull. Get in there. The whole thing will come up. It's
Can I break the box?
It's a flap that just comes up like that. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is heavy and it looks nice. it looks like it's... Look at all those C's and numbers. And N-S-I-P-R-E-S.
Yep, look at all those chickens. Okay, now you got to do the same thing. See down in here, it's got a thing that'll click up. So it'll click up when it gets fully seated in there.
So which way do I put it in, like
Well,
that?
have a look at how, yes. Make sure that this corner here goes in between the motherboard and the case.
Look over there.
And then look at the, yep, that's it.
Huh.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Yep, that's it.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
And that, you had to make it click. Gotta make it click.
Make it click.
Okay. Now the screws for it is this type of screw. So there's 2 screws for it. And the screwdriver I threw away. Yep, that one goes there and one goes there.
Wait. So wait, where?
Mhm.
Over there.
Mhm.
It's hard to put in.
Yeah, you might want to use the magnetized one, perhaps. Use this. I'll put one on there for you.
Thank you.
You got to make sure you go anti-clockwise first. Well, you've done it now. You found the thread fine. Yep. You go anti-clockwise until the thread goes click, and then you start going clockwise. Because otherwise, there's a risk of cross-threading it. So, yep, that's it. It clicked. No. By jingos.
My God, hurry up.
Wait, no. Make sure you're straight up and down. Straight up and down, and then anti-clockwise until it goes click into it. Oh man, these dreads are... Yep, keep going. I want to hear it click. Yep, there it's jumped. It's found it. Yep, then you go down. Yes, and that's how you do it. From now on, every screw you ever do is that way. Okay, now the next thing we've got to do is place the HD audio into this slot here. So you'll look at this and you'll see that there is a pin that's been blanked off. So that pin has to go. That blanked off pin is where that pin is missing there. Yeah, well, you already know what to do, Zaria.
It's not coming up. It's not ever reach.
And it's not going to reach, is it?
Yeah, it's not going to reach.
Okay. We'll just take a moment. So what we did was we pulled that out from underneath there, and it's going to go around, and that will make sure it reaches. Okay, now pay attention to the blanked off pin that is on that cable. Yep. Yep. And then look at where it's got to plug into. Gently squish it down. Basically the text has just got to be facing downwards, is it? The text? No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, no. Yes. Yep. No. Yes. Stop it. Okay, go.
I don't know.
I think you've got it already.
Yeah, I think I have. Is it in? Can you see?
Yep, very good. You just needed to push it down a little bit further. Okay, next one. This one is the USBs, and the USB goes into the USB 1 slot over there. you've actually got 2 of them, but on this case we don't have any extra USB slots, so really pay attention to the blanked off pins, because if you were to push it down the wrong way you'd end up bending pins, and we're going on the wrong one. We want to go on FUSB 1. Either way would have worked, but we want to make sure that we fill up the first slots first. Is the text facing you?
Yeah, I think.
You can read the text?
Yep.
Yep, that's seated. Now the next one is this, so I'm going to have to turn off the camera and have a look at the pins. They're all labelled for the power LED and the switch and the hard drive LEDs. Okay, we'll turn it off and have a look. Okay, so now we know, we've had a good look at the manual now, and we know which ones are which and where they've got to go on here. They're all labelled with different quadrants. We've got to know that we've got to know which one's the positive and the negative for the HD lead. We don't care about polarity for the power switch, but we do care about the polarity for the power LED. So okay, Zachary, you can plug in the colours now into the correct locations.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's correct.
What?
Crushed that USB. Crushed it when you threw my laptop.
Okay, let me look. Yep, that is correct. You are correct.
Correct them.
Now we got to do this one here. This is the USB 3 port, and this is the plug. You'll see that on this plug it's got a little notch. That notch has got to go into the correct location.
For my.
And it's way too thick, that cable. I don't know why they made it so thick.
From my observation, I'm pretty sure this part should go in like that. Oh, whoops.
Did you look at the notch?
Yep, over there. So hard to turn.
I really hope that notch was in the right place. Was it?
Pretty sure. Can you have a check this? Unless,
Yeah, it must be. Okay, now we get the power supply.
It's the final countdown. Where do I put this?
Yep, that's correct. No.
Okay, like that.
Yep. I think it's got to go below this, yeah. Yeah, and then slide across, yep. I forget which screws they are. I think it's that one, that one, that one, and that one. Those are the 4 screws. And what do you do when you screw them in?
You check for the thread.
Anti-clockwise first. You'll feel it go in. Keep going, keep going. Might be this is a bit off center. Just really check, is that actually lined up? Is it lined up?
No.
Looks lined up to you?
These are kind of fat for these.
I might have grabbed the wrong screws. Okay. So I did handed Zach the wrong screws. It's these ones here instead. Okay. So put that on your screwdriver.
Hey, guess what? Adventure Time was ended.
Yep, anti-clockwise. Make sure that it's straight on there. Yep, that it just did it jump then. No, that feels like it's going to cross thread. So I'm going to do that one. So just move that screw to the next hole.
Which hole is that?
Yep, that one. Yep. Shit, I'm not watching where I'm videoing.
That is not a hole.
Yes, there is.
Wait, oh, there is.
Yep. Is it going to cross thread again? No, that one's all right. Okay, so I'm going to do that other one that's being funny. Get where we were, but let's crack on, shall we? We've got to get these SATA cables, and we've got to plug them in. We want the that end there plug into, what is this? That one there is going to go and plug into this hard drive here. That is the 0. So 0 is the 0 hard drive. 1 is your secondary hard drive.
So,
A little bit confusing,
this.
but we start with 0 here. 0 is considered a number. Yep. Upside down. Turn it around. Yep. No, upside down again. This way. Yep, go on the other side of these wires. And we got to make it click.
It's not working. It's not going.
Does it look? And that's it. Now put the second one there.
Second one, another order.
Yep. Far out, man, your fur gets in the way.
I'm a furry.
Upside down again. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Keep it, push it, click. That's it, it's clicked. Okay, so now that those two are put in, those are what the data is that go through the hard drive. The next is to get the power for the hard drive. And it's a little bit confusing because they've mixed Molex with the SATA. But we want those two. We want the dangly one to be not plugged into anything, and we want this one to be done to the top, and the middle one to go into the bottom. And that, yeah, you're going to have to look at it, and look at it. You got to look at it.
So this one goes in here?
Yep, very good. It doesn't click, it'll just push until it stops. Make sure that the L shape is in the correct location. And the mop is in the way. Yep, that's happy. Now this one goes into the next one.
What is that? Where's the next one?
It's probably down here somewhere.
Subscribe to Jack Time.
That in? Let me confirm.
make videos basically
Yep,
daily
confirmed,
or
confirmed.
randomly.
Yep. Now these ones we're just going to leave dangle because we're going to eventually tidy those up.
Subscribe to,
This one here is a bit funny, but it goes into this 24-pin connector here. The one that's on this end. That's all the dust bunnies. That's made you do that. Bless you. Gesundheit.
Goes over.
Yep.
Where? Here.
I can't even see.
And there.
Into here. And see how there's another two that are sticking out. They can only go in one way because they've all got different pins on them. Or different shapes, so you can't screw it up. Okay, let me feel. No, needed to go further down. Oh, that is a very loose fit, I think. Oh no, that's alright. It's a little bit alright. Okay, now neck one. These two here, they join together and they get plugged in. Where is it? Yes, that's correct. Make sure that the tab is on the side where it clips on. Yep, that's one. Yep, that sounds like it clicked. Now verify. Yep, it's happy. This one would normally plug into the graphics card, but the graphics card doesn't require one for some reason. This newer model one doesn't need extra power. Okay, so all of these cables, we're going to cable tie them all together and just bunch them in under here, but we'll do that later. The next thing is you're going to have to film me because I'm going to put a blob of silver paste on here and mount the heatsink and fan. Okay, so I put a little dollop. Last time I did way too much of this silver paste. I think that's probably enough. Some people like to smear it around with their fingers.
Don't play
I'm not
with
going
things
to.
like you don't know what it is.
And I've got to be really quite exact.
Come on, Dad, you can do this. Subscribe to Jar Time. I'll upload more if this computer actually works again. Ever. If it works again, more gaming
Okay,
videos.
so far that's been alright and it's nice smooth application. Not really, it's lifting up a bit. If I screw this up, I've got to
Dad,
take it all
your
off
crate
and
is opening.
clean the
I can see that.
clean the paste off again. Oh, can you just keep the camera still? The mount is slowly pushing away. Oh, I think I might have got it. Come on. Yes, I think we do. So hopefully the silver paste doesn't squirt out the sides. I think I put enough on there that it's going to do it alright. Probably is going to squirt out the sides or whatever. this one doesn't seem right. Lift it up. There we go. And that's tight and happy.
I need a whole.
You can also use a screwdriver on these, which is good. It's happy. 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 And happy. Now, I'm going to do the fan. The fan slash sink or radiator. Radiator. Why is this not fitting anymore? Oh,
Are you putting it on backwards?
no. This has come from this location. What has changed?
The fan usually goes over there, doesn't it?
I think you're right. Yes, you're right. Yep, excellent, Zachary. Yep, the fan was supposed to go in there first, and then the radiator. Get these long screws. And I'm not very good with my left hand. Yep, it's got enough screws in there, hopefully. And final screw. Eat. Eat.
Yeah.
Eat. Talk to Spec, mate. Talk to Spec. And I think that is that for a bit. I'm going to pause it and then think about what else the next thing is to do. There we go. We've just plugged it all in. We've done all the fans. And we could go to town and making sure that everything's cable tied and everything. But the first boot isn't usually going to be the smoothest. So there's no point in cable tying anything. And it's probably going to have to be pulled apart and put back together again several times. So we'll see what happens. It's time to plug it in. Right off the bat, just trying to plug the monitor in. It won't plug into the graphics card. So thankfully this monitor just happens to come with one of these. So we'll plug that bugger in. Okay.
This is gonna be epic.
Wait a second, Zachary. Zachary, before you press it on, just know that you're responsible for blowing up when you press the button. Okay, so now press the button.
Mom, press the button. Look, he's crying like a baby.
Yeah, let's see if it turns on. It doesn't look like it's turning on.
My love. Just joking.
I think I might have to use the other port that's on there. Oh, actually it does turn on.
It's turning on, dudes! Viewers, oh
Does
my
it recognise
gosh,
the
it's
RAM?
turning on! This is so
No.
awesome.
Oh,
What?
well, so far, so good.
So far, so good. Like, share, and subscribe.
It's
guys.
probably not going to do anything.
Oh, the same
Yeah.
thing that
Well,
happens.
now we've got to install Windows on the bugger.
Press-
Well, I'll actually do some CMOS stuff on it first.
Oh. We're gonna make more candy.
Oh, so it's recognised the 8-core processor. It's found the 32 gigs of RAM. It's only running at 33 megahertz though, so I'll have to overclock it to the 1866.
Yep.
And then we've got the USB with the Windows on it, and it's now going to load it. We're going to install it.
This channel or my channel?
We're going to install it.
Yep. We're both recording each other.
Install it.
Install it.
Install it, mate.
Oh, loading files. This is gonna be awesome.
We're going to install it.
Install it.
Yeah, mate. We're going to install
Yeah,
it.
mate.
Yeah, mate. Ooh, it's getting closer. No, it's still ages away. But it's installing. And finally.
And oh, it's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Oh my
Probably gonna
gosh.
take-
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Probably got even more to do.
Oh my
Still got to install all the drivers for the video card and
god. Yeah.
all sorts
Yeah,
of
boy.
other programs, Microsoft Office and all
Yeah,
that
boy.
junk.
I'm gonna go get the charger.
Oh, and there we go, Jeff.
There we go!
Are you happy?
Yay! Let's get a test.